is a morning walk conversation with His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on December 10th, 1975, in Vrindavan, India.
So there's no doubt that Lord Brahma is a pure devotee?
Whatever he may be, he is Acharya.
Yes.
So, then Krishna is also passionate. Krishna is also passionate.
Yes.
Krishna dances with so many gopis, therefore he is passionate.
Sakshat Hari.
Yeah. These things have to be seen in this way, that such exalted person is sometimes become passionate, so how much we shall be careful. This is instruction. Then we petty things, petty person, how much we shall be careful. It is not that Acharya has become passionate, therefore I shall become passionate.
No.
I am strict follower of Acharya. These rascals.
So Lord Brahma's been attracted to his daughter, that is just as an example.
Why you discuss it? Therefore you shall be attracted with your daughter, mother. Do you think so? Like that?
In this world, this is a disease.
Huh?
This is a disease.
Yes, that disease, Brahma, Lord Shiva also, he was attracted to Mohini. So, they are Ishvara, they are controllers. So, the instruction is that even such personalities may be sexually attracted. So, how much we shall remain careful? This is the instruction. Like the other rascal who was saying that Krishna was killed by a hunter, and a hunter is greater than him.
Rajgopalacharya.
Huh?
Rajgopalacharya, he has written in Mahabharata
Huh?
that Krishna was killed by a hunter.
Huh? Therefore the hunter is...
Krishna passes away, the heading of his chapter.
Huh?
You said about a couple of years ago that what ordinary man would be killed if he was shot in the arrow by a heel? I mean, shot in the heel by an arrow. No ordinary man died that way.
Who reads Raja Gopalachari's Mahabharata? They are rotting and Bharatiya Vidya.
Yes, rotting in the bookshelf. Yes, the insects are eating.
Yes.
But in Somnath, I went last year there, when I was in Gujarat. The people that don't believe, they're the people of Somnath, that he was killed by Cyclist. So this cross or simply for their name, they put some kind of theory so that people can know.
These pastimes of Krishna is to make the fools more fools. One who is thinking of Krishna as ordinary man, Krishna is playing this part to show them, yes, see, I am dying this.
But he said Abhijananti Mamura.
Mura Janmani Janmani. He remained Mura Janmani Janmani. This is this first. Life after life he shall remain a fool, rascal. So this Rajagopalachari and company, they remain in darkness, life after life. For them this pastime. Abhijananti manam mudha, manasintanu. The rascals, they think of me as ordinary human being. To such rascals, he is playing like, yes, you see, I am ordinary human being. You see, I am dying. This is to keep them life after life in darkness. If it is so easy to understand Krishna, that he is dying, but I have read it, I have seen it, there. Then what is the use of saying? Manuskanam sahasreshu paschidjagati jagadama visiddhya. Out of many millions of persons one can understand Krishna. Then what is the use of saying this? If it is so easy to understand Krishna, what he is doing, what for he is doing, then everyone could understand Krishna. Then what is the use of saying Manusyanam sahasreshu? This requires intelligence.
Bahunam Janmani.
That's what Krishna says. Tadviddhi panipatim pariprasnena sevaya. One who knows, go and understand from them, from the Guru. Don't make your interpretation rascal. You shall remain always rascal. Then what is the use of all these verses? If it is so easy to understand Krishna, then why Krishna says, Tadviddhi panipadena pariprasnena sevaya. Then you'll understand. Go to the right person. Let's see.
But the rascal philosophers, they have put in their book that you don't need to go to a teacher master.
Yeah.
Like one lady, she is staying in our temple now. She is our life member from, I think, from Kanpur. So I was discussing with her yesterday. She said that you are devotees. They are forcing me that she should accept Srila Prabhupada as teacher master. She said, no, I know Krishna. I am reading Srimad Bhagavatam. And she told me that she has read in the book that one not need to go to teacher master.
Why is she staying here? You have asked them to go? No.
This is the first I've heard of it.
I am going to tell her to go if she will
I
not.
never heard this before.
But she told me yesterday.
As she is staying there as a paying guest or what?
No, she wants. She paid us 1100 rupees in Kanpur. And I don't know, the devotees, they promised her she can come and she can stay in our temple, but they never told her the four regulative principles and took
No,
Huh?
No, that is not true.
So she wants the money back.
So give her
She
back.
can have it back.
So she should go.
Give her.
She has
Give her
she
back.
can certainly have it back. Yeah.
So why don't you give her immediately?
Yeah, I'll give her. She never asked me. I didn't know this.
So she asked Gopal Krishna, I think. So we will arrange. She should go, you know. She make a great confusion yesterday.
Yeah.
Let her have it.
Let him return. Let her return the receipt.
Yes.
Or give a receipt and let her go out. Nobody can stay more than 3 days.
Yes, we will do that.
Yes.
Then we do it.
She can come, but not more than 3 days in a month.
Rascals will use any excuse to reject all of Krishna consciousness.
That is atheism or demonism.
Chinmayananda, when he lectures, He only lectures on the verses that are important. He says all the other ones, they're not really important. He picks out the ones that count.
So why don't you cut his hair? Say that it is not important. You are talking nonsense. Cut your hair.
He don't give any commentary on verses, even important commentary. He speaks all nonsense.
Nobody.
No, therefore he says this head is not required. You are talking nonsense and cut it.
No one knows what he's talking about anyway.
Huh?
No one knows what he's talking about anyway. Especially him. Yeah. No one can say.
Become a problem for all beings, that's it. That we are presenting Bhagavad Gita as it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That feeling. If this movement goes on, then we are all finished.
Out of work. The profession is at stake.
Yeah, everyone.
One Mayavadi sannyasi, he wrote a book, Be Your Own Guru. And he said you can...
So I do write books.
Yes, he is being guru. He is teaching them to do without a guru.
Let everyone become his guru. Why you write books?
Yeah.
One book that one should not write a book without the permission of a teacher master.
Yes. You'll find in today's text, Prahlad Maharaj is commanding. The spiritual life begins by Guru Shushrusa, by serving Guru. Swami said, Adu Gudvashram. The first beginning is to take shelter of the bona fide spiritual. Sadharma Prichya. Then inquire from him about the spiritual path. Sadhu Marganugamanam. Follow the previous Acharya. These are the steps. Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna said, Shishastriyam, Sadhyam, now I become your disciple, teach me. And these rascals are more than Arjuna. There is no need of Guru. Huh? He says, Shishastriyam. Why? He has already fled. Why he should submit himself as disciple? That is the beginning of spiritual life.
Somebody put a question to Bhagavan with me.
Ah.
That you claim that you are God. Can you show us your universal form? He says, well, I can show you. First you come like an Arjun. First you become Arjun. Then I can show you a universal form.
So he admits that.
Yes, that he is. No, he admits that he can. But he is true. He can't
That's
do.
all right. Have you shown anyone your universal form? Among so many your disciples, have you shown? The next question should be like.
He never asked.
Huh?
I was hearing tape on one life member's house.
No. You learn.
Yeah.
But have you shown ever your universal form to any one of your disciples? Huh?
There is not a such intelligent person to ask this.
That is it.
So we have to ask that.
If he says, no, none of my students are efficient, then why you are preaching? If you cannot make any one of your students as efficient, then why you are preaching, wasting your time?
Yeah.
Right.
These rascals, their face should not be seen in it. They are so foreign.
But now they all afraid from their stick.
Huh?
They all afraid from their stick.
Stick?
Prabhupada, they all many that tells us Prabhupada, he criticizes us. You know, they say, we say, yes, you are made to be criticized.
Your stick is Bhagavad Gita as it is.
They say?
Oh, yes.
Huh?
Yes. In Malaysia, there are many cults.
Hmm.
So, they invited us. I went to 2-3.
Hmm.
So, they asked me that, we are coming many times to you people, why not you come?
Hmm.
I said that whenever you invite us, we are ready to come, but you accept our philosophy. So they said, how we can accept your philosophy? Prabhupada, he says that all the other are Mayavadi, all other are rascals. Well, Krishna has said that. Prabhupada is not saying that. Krishna says, you don't accept him, he is Mura, he is rascal. So Prabhupada is doing as it is, whatever Krishna has said. Oh, he's quite right, I said.
Say, the rascals do not surrender to me. So as soon as we see somebody not Krishna conscious, we call him rascal. What is wrong there? Krishna says, Namang duskitana mudha prabodhante narada. So we find out rascal if he is not Krishna conscious. So what is our fault? Krishna says this is the test to find out who is a rascal. Now who is rascal? Who is not Krishna conscious? He is a rascal. So if you are not Krishna conscious, you are a rascal. We have to see through the Shastra characteristic of a rascal that he is not Krishna conscious. That's all. We may be fooled, but we take lesson from Bhagavad Gita. That's all. And from the lesson you understand you are rascal number one. That's all.
Surprisingly, that Tilak's wife, she told me she was very upset, you know. One day when she came to see you, and that the other one, rascal Yogi was there. And he said that in the Vedas everything is mentioned that we can drink and woman and the man have a equal right. Then you answered her. She was also saying the same thing. And you answered her, okay, God, if the woman and the man they are equal right, then why not your husband begot the children? No, why not you begot the children in the womb of your husband? And she was very upset, you know. Prabhupada sometimes says that things like that which are unbelievable, you know.
I said that if you are equal rights, then make some arrangement. Sometimes you become pregnant, sometimes he becomes pregnant. Why there is not right, equal right?
He was telling me when he said that Prabhupada sometimes says these things that we always shame, you know.
The medicine is not always palatable for them.
Huh?
The medicine is not always palatable for these people.
But in speaking the spiritual understanding, we cannot make any compromise. Oh, what to speak of in Mauritius? In Chicago, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
There was great agitation in papers.
In the TV. And television.
Same thing.
In France also.
They are very upset. And when I was coming, I think in Chicago, in the aeroplane, one of the host guard, she was saying, I asked her to supply one seven, and I am no key. Just so angry. But all the captains and others, they gathered around me.
I think that was the same stewardess who came in the back and asked us why the Swamiji doesn't like women.
No, I don't say that I don't like women. I cannot say that equal rights. How can I say? First of all, show that you equal rights. Your husband becomes sometimes pregnant and you become pregnant. Alternative.
Well, it doesn't mean you don't like him.
Huh?
It doesn't mean you don't like
It
him.
is true. I am speaking the truth. If you have equal rights, then let your husband become pregnant. Make some arrangement.
Vishaka was preaching to her. She said that actually we are less intelligent. It started a big scandal.
That is Vishaka. They are in equal right, then nowadays of course they are thinking like that. The man should remain independent and they will have homosex and the woman also independent. They will make some. It is more immoral thing.
Only people think that they have an equal right.
Where is equal right?
There's a
Even in Russia, there is no equal right. They are creators. Some of them are managers and some of them are workers. Why? If equal rights, then everyone should be manager.
Well, in America they have women senators now.
Huh?
Women senators, women are in charge of companies sometimes.
where they have women senators. No, India has got two women. They are the High Commissioner of India to the foreign countries.
That is possible. It requires education. That is otherwise nature. The woman's body is different from man.
Women are subordinate.
Not sovereign, actually. The occupations are different. It does not mean that is another mistake. It's like the leg is walking and the head is directing. So although the occupation is different, both of them are important. We require the head and leg also. If simply head is there, if there is no leg, then we will walk. This is the understanding, not equal. Everyone must have his separate duties to serve the whole. That is the argument. This is real understanding. The most important part of the body is head. But that does not mean the leg is not important. Leg is important in its work, and head is important in its work. So we require both, head and tail both. Not that simply leg or simply head. But when we make comparative study, we can understand that head is more important than the leg. If you cut your leg, you can live. But if you cut your head, you'll die. Therefore the conclusion is head is more important than the leg. Comparative study. Otherwise, head is also required and leg is also. You collect some flowers, nice flowers, and add with it some green folios, it becomes more beautiful. simply flower is not so beautiful. When it is added with some green foliage, then it becomes more beautiful. So we have to take in that sense. But comparatively, the flower is more important than the foliage. But both of them are required.
The foliage also becomes beautiful because of the flower.
Yeah, that is God's creation. It's like these trees, they're condemned. But still, with trees we can make a beautiful garden. And that is very enjoyable. That is God's arrangement. Even insignificant. Kudradapi pradhanasya jayate paramam hitam. One is very insignificant and other is very important. But both of them combined together becomes beneficial.
Over 5 years ago, you telling me about if you read the first 9 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, you become fully Krishna conscious. Would you kindly tell me what does it mean to be fully Krishna conscious?
What do you understand? Fully Krishna conscious.
What does it mean to be fully Krishna conscious?
What do you mean, first of all, let me know.
What do you think fully Krishna conscious means?
First you tell what
You tell Prabhupada.
It's to see Krishna face to face.
That means Krishna conscious. Everyone is seeing Krishna face to face. When you go to the temple, Krishna is there. You are seeing. Does it mean that everyone is Krishna conscious?
No.
Then? What is the meaning of Krishna conscious?
Brahma Bhuta Putana.
That is part of Krishna consciousness. Real Krishna consciousness is Krishna is master, I am servant. This is Krishna.